So, how important is social media to my business?
It's a critical online channel that a brand simply cannot neglect. 79% of UK consumers use social media on a daily basis.
So it's very powerful.
How do you stand out from the competition? Why are you better than the competition?
Sounds great. Is it too good to be true?
These are key questions that need to be built into decision making on social media.
Hello and welcome. I'm Robert Games, Managing Director of Albright IP. Welcome to our podcast, Figure One, an IP Conversation. Today I'm joined by James Beaton, a trademark attorney on our trademark team. Before moving to private practice, James used to work as a brand protection officer at Superdry. In his work there, he was involved in identifying, seizing and destroying counterfeit Superdry product. There is so much counterfeiting in the modern world that one of the issues businesses face is what to go after and what to leave alone. We'll touch on this issue, but in this discussion, we'll be focusing on social media and the practical steps that SMEs can take to manage social media well. James, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So, how important is social media to my business?
Well, I think in a word, critical. There was a study that came out earlier this year, said in January, 79% of UK consumers use social media on a daily basis. That's around 55 million people here in the UK. It's a market that you simply cannot ignore. People are spending more time on social media than ever, and there are more platforms than ever. 10 years ago, we had Facebook and Instagram. Now we have WhatsApp, TikTok, YouTube. The list is growing almost by the day. It's a critical online channel that a brand simply cannot neglect.
Sure. So what are the key benefits to a business of building my business profile on social media? You know, what's the real reason for doing it?
A lot of people ask this, and I think one of the key benefits is the ability to humanize your brand. So telling stories to your consumers, really communicating what your brand values are, what your products are, what your services are. How do you stand out from the competition? Why are you better than the competition? Building connections with people, not just here in the UK, but I think what social media allows us to do is interact with people in markets across the world. It's instant, it's quick, and quite often it's free to use. It's a really cost-effective means of building relationships with your consumers.
So it's very powerful.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's at a touch of a button. It's on our phones, tablets, laptops. It's incredibly powerful.
Sounds great. Is it too good to be true?
Well, with the benefits that social media brings, on the flip side, there are also a number of risks that brands do need to be aware of. Not only do legitimate businesses look to take advantage of social media, but so do bad actors. From individuals all the way through to organised criminal gangs. In my experience, I've dealt with a number of individuals and businesses like this who have tried to take advantage of rights holders. So there are a number of risks that rights holders need to be aware of when they're looking to build their social media platforms.
And what sorts of things are these bad actors doing? What are they using?
Quite often we'll see fake profiles, so posing as a brand or a representative of that brand. I've even seen people pretending to be wholesale partners or licensees. Absolutely no affiliation in reality, but consumers don't know that. So fake profiles is something that is unfortunately quite prevalent. Most social media platforms don't require ID checks, so it's very easy to do. We also see hashtag abuse, keyword abuse. So if you're running a marketing campaign under a particular slogan or strapline, there's nothing stopping another person from using that to promote illicit goods. Adverts as well, really, really challenging, particularly at peak times of the year. Black Friday and Christmas are the two that really spring to mind, but fake adverts that will lead people to illicit websites can be really, really damaging for a brand's reputation.
So how do I actually protect my business from all of this? Sounds like a Shark Tank.
Well, hopefully I haven't scared you too much, but there are a number of means that you can protect your business. In the first instance, I think registering your IP rights is a really powerful first step. So your trademarks, your designs, your patents, having them registered in the markets that really matter to your brand is imperative. If you can provide evidence of a registration to a social media platform like Facebook, your ability to remove infringing content increases tenfold. All you have to do is provide evidence of that registration, a URL, a certificate, and the ability to remove content that shouldn't be online really, really does increase. So having registrations in place is a really good first step. I think as well, a number of brands need to adopt a proactive mindset when it comes to social media. It's fantastic when you're building your profile, you're building your likes and your followers, but what's going on in the background? having people inside the business and instructing external legal counsel to be proactive in understanding what risks are posed on your key platforms is really important as well. So are there particular hashtags that are being used without permission? Are your keywords being used by an illicit party? Are your images being used? Are your trademarks being used? Having an understanding of these risks is a really good first step. Otherwise, how do you know where you need to put your time, effort, and ultimately your budget?
Sure. And I presume you need to evidence this in some way.
I think evidence is really powerful. So if you can take screenshots, preferably with a time and date stamp, and capture a URL of particular content that is posing a concern, or that your consumers are complaining about, or that is having a really detrimental impact on your business, please do so. Building up folders of evidence does you absolutely no harm when it comes to removing content.
Sure. And the marketing team, to be able to do that, they really need to have really strong and clear brand guidelines, I'm guessing.
Yes, when I was in-house previously, it's something we really focused on was understanding brand guidelines and having a cohesive approach to it. So making sure everybody's on the same page and understanding what is and what is not fair use of your IP. Who can use it? How can it be used? Where should it be used? And when? These are all questions that you need to be asking internally, because if people don't know, how do they know what should be online and what shouldn't be? How do you police these things? So brand guidelines, absolutely crucial, I think.
Sure. So what are some of the key signs that I should be looking for? You know, if I want to monitor some of this activity, what am I looking for?
Well, I think people can fall into the trap of going for low-hanging fruit, and you really should emphasize your focus on those accounts and profiles which are going to be the most damaging to your brand's reputation, its image, and your customers. So looking for those accounts which have got significant numbers of followers is a good first step, numbers of likes, and perhaps how regularly they're posting. Is it an account which posted 5 years ago and hasn't posted since? Or is it an account which is posting 5 times a day and has been doing so for a 12-month period? These are questions to build in, I think, to decision making. But looking at metrics like that is a really important step to identify the most damaging accounts to your business. You should also be looking at what content is being put on these accounts. So are they using a particular trademark? Are they using a particular registered design or a patent? How important are those to your business? If you let this continue, what are the risks? What are the damages that are going to be posed to your business? Can it be allowed to stay online? So how important is the content they're putting to you, and what are the potential impacts of letting that stay online?
So what can we do to help? I mean, what should we do next? If we're in a spot, we've built our business, we've got to a certain size, you know, we're worried about this social media developments, what should we be doing?
Certainly registering your IP, absolutely important. Understanding what you need is an expertise of our team. So conducting portfolio reviews, gap analysis in your portfolio. So we're talking trademarks, designs, patents, understanding if there's any gaps that can be filled with which you can use those rights to enforce on social media. I think it's a good first step. Being proactive, as I said, we have a really expert team when it comes to social media with many years of experience in enforcing on key platforms, and also a team which takes great enjoyment in understanding the new platforms that are being developed and how we can best protect our clients on there. So that proactive mindset is absolutely something we can help with. I think further to that, offering practical advice. So land grabbing accounts, these are first come, first serve. So not only do you register the name of your business, but look for misspellings, look for country codes, other accounts that could be brought under your control. So we can certainly assist with that as well.
Sure. So you need to think broadly about what you're protecting, not just go for the obvious things.
Yes, don't just think about what you need today, but what do you need tomorrow? What do you need in 6 months or 12 months? These are key questions that need to be built into decision making on social media, because social media doesn't stand still, and it doesn't work for brands that do stand still.
Thank you for sharing your insights today, James. If you're having issues with the online space, please do not hesitate to get in touch. I hope that you've enjoyed listening to Figure One, an IP conversation brought to you by Albright IP, and I look forward to you joining us next time. Thank you.